If you're a designer, you're mostly already on Dribbble. Even if you're not, you must have heard of what Dribbble is, or at least heard of the phrase dribbleization of design, often said with a negative connotation. And if you do not know what Dribbble is, or if you have doubts about what the platform is, then you have come to the right place. I have been on Dribbble for quite some time, so I thought of telling you what Dribbble is, what it is not, and how you can use Dribbble to your benefits. So stay tuned. Hey you awesome people, welcome to my channel. This is Sapta, and if you are here for the first time, this is the place where I help designers build and scale their career with tips, suggestions and tutorials. So if you're into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Dribbble is the leading destination to find and showcase creative work, and it's a home to the world's best design professionals. This is what Dribbble is in their own words. In fact, when Dribbble started in 2010, the idea was to create a platform where designers could post their work in progress and get feedback from the community in form of comments. And then after that, they can post a version 2 or version 3 of their design as a continuation of the original post and keep getting feedback in different stages. That was the whole idea. But soon after its launch, the users, that is designers, started using it in a very different way. The whole idea behind feedback and critique had taken a backseat, and people started liking and creating UI UX work that are only visually pleasing, ignoring every other aspect. This is the reason why many people dislike Dribbble, because it's filled with superficial designs, and those superficial designs are also celebrated. That's exactly where the phrase dribbleization of design has come into existence, and it's used to refer to visually pleasing or good-looking designs that doesn't really serve the purpose. So it sounds like a bad platform, right? Not really. So before I tell you what Dribbble is, let me first tell you what Dribbble is not. Dribbble is not a place to build your UX portfolio. You see, Dribbble is primarily about the end state. That is how the screen will finally look like. In a UX case study, the process or the story of how you arrived at the end state is as important, if not more. And Dribbble as a platform is not designed to accommodate the process in the best way. When you browse Dribbble, the first thing you will see in any post or shot, as they refer to, is the image, a big 4:3 image. When you hover, you get to see the title and the options to like and save. That's how most people browse. They just scroll through the feed, and when something catches their attention, they just pause and they hover over it, and if they like it, they just hit the like button. Now if you happen to click and go to the details page and scroll further, there is a place for description as well, but that's about it. It no way provides the capabilities that you may need to express your process. It's only an image followed by a block of text. It may be a portfolio for a pure visual or a motion designer, but these days even visual and motion folks like to write their process as to how they arrived at a certain decision. How did they take this visual decision? Or the story behind an animation and so on. Dribbble is not a social network platform, although it may look like one. It may remind you of Instagram with elements like comment, share, like, but it's a different thing. You don't really make friends with people over Dribbble. It's professional. Think of it like Instagram, where everyone's a celebrity in their own way and you follow each other because you are curious about what work they do. That's about it. So no pictures of your workplace, no selfies, no memes, and not even carousel posts. Now that I have said no to everything that you thought Dribbble could be, what exactly is it? After having been on the platform for quite some time and having seen what designers actually like and do there, here's what I think Dribbble is. It's a place where you show off your creativity and ability. It's an exhibition of unique stuff that you can think and craft, which is not necessarily what you will do in case of a real situation. Now you might be thinking, why even show off things that you will not do in a real situation? Simply for buffer. Let me give you an example. Last year, I bought a desk, a motorized height adjustable desk. You know, the one in which you can press the button and the height automatically changes? That one. One of the first doubts that I had before buying was, how much of load can it take? When I went through the manuals and the brochures, I read that it can take up to 50 kgs of weight, which is quite a lot for a desk. Because I will barely keep 6 to 7 kgs of stuff, maybe a laptop, charger, a lamp, some books. That's about it. In fact, 10 to 12 kgs is probably anyone will ever keep on the desk. It's a desk after all. Yet, they have a capacity of 50 kgs and the company claims it loudly, confidently. Why? for buffer again. It's like saying, hey, I can take this much. You only need this much. So I can comfortably do it. Similarly, designers in Dribbble are like, hey, I can think and do this much. You will only need this much. So I can comfortably do it. Now you get the idea. Hence, any shot on Dribbble that goes viral with hundreds and thousands of likes have something or the other that is unique or new about it. It can be a new style, some cool animation, something nice, something cute, even though the final overall thing isn't the most practical. Fair enough. Here's the problem. When such impractical designs are liked and celebrated by a large number of people, designers, especially the ones who are new into this field, end up believing that this is real UX design, and they start mimicking them and copying those designs without understanding the real essence or the core of UX design. And in the process, they also deteriorate their capability of doing real work. If you want to know what real UX design is, I highly recommend you check out my video on UX design process. I will leave it linked in the description. So what is the difference between Dribbble and real? Let me give you an example again. Here's a shot that I had made in the past. It's a simple e-commerce page selling furniture, a chair to be specific in this case. This was actually a series of 3 shots and they became quite popular. It has 3D elements, AR and stuff like that, which aren't mainstream yet. So it did qualify for a unique thing and hence people liked it or people chose to like and talk about it. But have you seen any e-commerce page which looks like this? Probably not. Why? Let's find out. Here's the Dribbble shot that I had made. Now it has everything, the name, the price and a bit of description, color choice and all. Now, is this information enough for you to take a decision, that is to buy this chair? Well, it may be true if the chair is a very special one which everyone knows about. But for every other case, this is probably not enough. It needs more information to go into it. Let's see what they can be. Here's an iteration 1 that I have made, and I feel one of the important things which tells the user if they should buy it or not is the rating. So I have put the star rating and also the number of people who have rated it. Now this is still better than before, but there are also a few more things that needs to be added to this. Let's see what they are. Here's an iteration 2, and it also talks about the delivery time. That is, by when it can be delivered and if EMI is an option or not. And of course, along with that, offers, because discounts is an important part of any e-commerce business. In fact, any kind of business, isn't it? But now when you see this, it feels like it's a lot of information already. Now when we have so much of data into this single page, it starts feeling like, do we really need it to change from one product to another at the swipe of the finger? Maybe not, because it already has a lot of detail and the user may not want to swipe horizontally to go from one product to another. So maybe it makes a lot of sense to convert it into a page instead of swipeable cards. So let's see. Here's the iteration 3. You see now the card is converted into a page. Of course, this cross doesn't need to be crossed anymore because it's a page. So I can actually make it a back by just removing some points and making it a back button, something like this. Alright, so here's a page. It has the name, rating, price, description, color, information about delivery and EMI, discount, and also a few other important things like features, property, warranty, and how should it be taken care of and so on and so forth. Along with, of course, the buy button. Now there can be more things as well. Now you may say that probably this information that I have shown right now is enough for a user to take a decision if they would want to buy this chair or not. But as an e-commerce company, as a business, you would want to sell more and more. And one of the ways is to cross-sell. That is, when I'm selling a chair, can I also try and sell something which is related to the chair? For example, when I'm selling the chair, I might also want to sell a throw blanket or some cushions which are related and which can be used with a chair. So you see, it has so many different kinds of widgets with so many different information that the elegance which you had in the first one, the one which I had posted on Dribbble, isn't there anymore. And we are not done yet. Let's look into the image once. This is a 3D render of the chair. Now, rendering a piece of furniture into 3D is a time-taking process, is an expensive process. And as a furniture e-commerce owner, I may have 500 to 1000 different kinds of chair in my inventory. Is it practical for me to make a 3D model for all of them? Maybe not. unless it's a very special one, say maybe the top 50 or the top 20 of my inventory, I'll probably go ahead and make 3D models so that they can be used with 3D swipes or AR and everything. But for majority of them, it's probably going to be a regular photo which was shot with a camera and not a 3D render. So let's try and put that here. Now when you put a regular image, it starts looking like this. Now we can do some minor tweaks here as well. Now when I see this, it makes me feel like, why should it even be center aligned? It doesn't need to be. Maybe these things can remain left aligned and this price, which is here at the bottom, can go and sit at the right here. And that way, maybe it will look a little more cleaned up. Let's try it out. So I have iteration 6 here where things are left aligned. By moving the price to the right side, I'm also saving a bit of vertical space. The page was anyways getting longer. So this is pretty much what the page is like. Now, if you ask me what is the difference between Dribbble and Real, this is the difference between Dribbble and Real. Let's talk about how you can use Dribbble to your advantage. In my opinion, the best way to use Dribbble is to use it for inspiration. And by inspiration, I do not mean that you look at something on Dribbble and you blindly copy it. Nope, not at all. When you see a shot on Dribbble, a popular one maybe, try and see why is it popular. What is new or unique about it? And when you do that, fork out only that uniqueness and use it for your work in your own way. That is going to add a lot of value to you. Let me tell you an instance how I used one of my inspirations in my work. Back in 2015, I saw one shot on Dribbble, this one. This is pretty simple except for the fact that the way the card transitions into the details page is like that of a real card folding. Now, I know that maybe for this use case, in this context, it's not the most practical thing to do because every time the user taps on a card, I probably do not need to show this animation. It's probably a bit of an overkill. But I love this. I love this shot. I love this animation. It remained in my mind. Years later, I joined a food tech company based out of India. It's called Swiggy. Swiggy is into online delivery of food, and for a long time, it was only into that. That is, when you open the app in the home screen, you would see all the food related options like the list of restaurants or cuisines and so on. And it made a lot of sense. But then we expanded our business, and today Swiggy is not only into food delivery, but also a few other things like concierge services, delivery of grocery, pet supplies and so on. Which means the homepage couldn't only show options of food delivery, but it had to include stuff about other services as well. So which means we had to have entry points for all the services that we have, food delivery being one of them. Now, this had to be communicated to the users in the right way. We had to tell them that, hey, whatever you were used to seeing in the front page is now inside one entry point. And if you go inside that, you will find what you used to see. For doing this onboarding, I use that same 3D card folding technique, this one. I think it makes a lot of sense here because it clearly says that your old thing that you're used to seeing has now folded and gone inside a different card. And when you tap on that card, you have your old world. But outside, we have a few extra things for you, which you might want to check out. I think I made a very smart use of Dribbble for this one, and you should be doing it too. You should also be using Dribbble exactly in the same way, where you just see the uniqueness and use it to your own advantage in your own way. If you want to get into Dribbble, I have 2 invites with me. And if you want one of them, here's what you need to do. You need to sign up for Dribbble and list yourself as a prospect. And after that, you also need to post your first design. And you need to share the link of that first post as a comment down here. I will go through them and I will pick 2 of you and give you those invites. Now, yes, you can post designs without having an invite, but then your profile is not discoverable. Your work is not discoverable. You're listed only as a prospect who might get into Dribbble one day if someone sends you an invite. So to sum up, if you're looking for core UX roles and you're applying with a portfolio, make sure Dribbble is not the only link that you share. Well, Dribbble can be one of them, but always complement it with something, maybe Medium or your personal website or any other platform where you have your process expressed as well, so that when someone is looking into your portfolio, along with the creative work and the show off that you do on Dribbble, they will also get to see the more serious work in form of your case studies on other platforms. And yes, get your daily dose of inspiration from Dribbble. Make sure you fork out only the uniqueness and get inspired by that unique thing and not necessarily the complete shot. If you learned something new in this one, please like and share it in your network, and please hit the subscribe button because it motivates me to create more content for you. This is Sapta. See you guys in the next one.